Talk to me.
The sit down, the family,
Yeah,
the two families.
that's right.
Siego, Amador, thank you for taking the time. Um, Real quick before we jump into it, just want to talk about like the origin here. I was moving in from New York. We got connected from a friend of ours. Um, Played around with the communication for a bit. You told me about your son, the rising star. I had my boxing experience, and with time, a few chess moves, one by one, collective open. Here we are. It's been almost 2 years now, right, since we started doing some strength training, some pad work. So yeah, there's that. But Amador, if you don't mind, tell the people. I know you got 5 names. Tell the people who you are, how long you've been boxing.
For sure. I'm Amador Mendez. I'm from here, Austin, Texas. I've been boxing for like 12 years. I've been training for 12 years. My first official fight was like around 10 years ago.
And you're 18 now.
18, yeah.
Okay, got it.
Started at 6.
18 ball. Let's bring these down a little bit.
Sure, like right here.
Yeah, you got a star face. You too, you handsome bastard. There you go. Okay, go ahead.
So yeah, I started when I was like 6. It's been 12 years. Now it's 18.
Got it. And at what point, Siego,
Mhm.
did you know this was going to be a thing?
When he insisted that I take him back to train,
Okay.
I took him for a couple weeks with a friend of ours, and then it didn't last too long. People have commitments,
Mhm.
and he's like, "Dad, when am I going to go back?"
Okay.
I was like, "Oh, after the school year's over." I thought he'd forget about it.
Sure.
No, when are we going to go back? And then it evolved from
It
there.
kept going and going. And then your story, from Austin originally?
We're from Guatemala, Central America.
Guatemala, Central
Mhm.
America.
Mhm.
Okay.
We're immigrants.
And you're also a very famous graffiti tattoo artist.
I wouldn't say all that, but I try.
I say it for you, though.
I try. Okay. Nothing to brag about.
How long you been doing it for?
I've been doing art since I was a child.
Okay.
Okay, but I've been in business doing tattooing for about 18 or so years. We opened Blindside in 2005.
Got it. Which is right on 6th Street.
Yeah, and prior to that, we're dabbling in the graffiti here and there,
Sure.
which
You did some time
in
in college. You went to college a few times. You went abroad.
Exactly.
I want to say
Yeah,
college.
Right.
And
It's
we
a different type of education.
and we're back. Okay. And then you have a younger daughter. You have a younger sister.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And kind of same thing. She followed kind of your footsteps because she's a beast
Yeah.
as well.
Yes. Jasmine, La Chicanita Dinamita.
Okay. How many
Jasmine
fights
Mendez.
does she have?
I couldn't say. I think she's got about 7-8 fights, but
7 fights.
she's been boxing since I was taking him to the gym.
Sure.
She was born in the gym. I would take her in a car seat.
Wow.
So yeah, she's got a lot of fights. You would say.
Got it. And
Mhm.
Amador, how many fights do you have now?
In amateurs, I think around like 90-ish, maybe 90 to 100.
So 90 to 100.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay. And you're 18 now.
Yeah.
January? Or did I make that up? When's your birthday?
April 23rd is when I
April
turned
23rd.
18.
Okay. When you turned 18. Got it. Okay. And, since we've been training,
Mm-hmm.
a lot of people think the amateurs and Golden Gloves and Olympics is like this fairy tale. There's like actually, we don't have to talk too much about it. There's a lot of politics in it. There's a lot of, favoritism. There's a lot of money behind certain people in certain countries, right? So, anyone with 2 eyes and ears
Mm-hmm.
and that understands boxing a tiny bit sees the potential you have.
Yeah.
A big thing that we discussed too, it's like you're showing up, you're doing your part, you're winning these fights clearly, but then some of them are going the other way.
Yeah.
How do you handle that?
Not like it just happened so many times to where I just got used to it. It's sad to say, but it happens. There's multiple time national champions that like these kids that just keep winning and winning and winning, and then you see them lose once and they cry and they're like
Sure.
they get pissed off, want to hit a ref or something, But me, I've always been the underdog. I've been having these fights. I've been cheated
Sure.
one too many times, and I just know how it is. But
Yeah.
I've never let it affect me.
Right. I have this story I tell one time. It was not the time I was in Dallas and I saw you spar, but it was the time at your gym here.
Mm-hmm.
And I think I brought Ryan with me,
Yes.
Yeah.
and there was a few other guys, and I think I remember me, you, and Ryan looked at each other because there was this guy in the ring fucking cracking people. And
We were
we
concerned.
looked at each other like, I don't know about this guy.
Yeah,
And
we
then
were
you, I
concerned.
think, maybe read that and were like, put me
Nah.
in, put me in.
Nah, I just love a challenge.
Yeah.
You,
And then you
you
just
think this
started-
guy could challenge me? I'm
Yeah.
gonna
And
see
then
what
you
he can do.
started washing them up. Like
Yeah.
it was special. That's when I knew. I was like, guys, there was like 100 people in this gym. You know, this dude is clearly a monster. You know, I was a little nervous for you. And then you went out there and just Mike Tyson them. It was beautiful. And didn't get hit.
Yeah.
So that's kind of like when I really knew. I was like, okay. Because you can contest to the Siego. It's like people in the gym can look like rock stars, but when there's people watching and the lights are on, things can be different.
I mean, not only that, we can show you that same video, and it doesn't look so impressive on video, but because you're not getting the energy there. Okay, you're in the moment. You don't know what's going to happen. You don't know what the end of the results are going to be. How is you going to perform under pressure at this moment? And you got strange people or new people to our team, and we have the pressure to perform. And like he said, that fear that you might have had, the nervousness that you had, my nervousness for him to prove himself. And he's like, these guys got doubts in me right now. Let me prove them wrong, you know? But that vibe, that anxiety, a little bit of nervousness, it just amplifies it more. And you watch it on video, it's like, kid's pretty good, I guess.
Yeah.
You know,
That
you
makes
had
sense.
to be there, though.
That makes
you know,
sense.
the adversity behind it.
So before I want you to talk to me about the last few big names you've been sharing the ring with. But before we do, Siego, me being a new dad, you know, as a father, you know, this is my son, my pride and joy. You know, here you have your son, and he's exchanging blows with some of the best in the world. How long did it take you to get adjusted to that, or are you still adjusting?
I just shared the ring recently with somebody that has way more experience than me. Okay, basically, it's like when he shares the ring with a high profile name, I'm sharing the ring with a high profile coach.
Sure.
And so I get advice from them, and they claim that they don't get nervous. But you know what? I'm not afraid to say that sometimes I get a little too nervous and I have to control it.
Sure.
But yeah, I don't think you ever get used to it.
Yeah, because you
know
look
what I
at
mean?
like the Roy Jones Juniors and the Sean Porters and the guys that have their
dad.
father train them. It can either be it's a bittersweet story usually.
I really believe that at one point or another, I would prefer to be the father, not the coach.
Sure.
I'm only a coach because I was searching for the one. I believe to this point I finally found the one so that I can be his father. I want to be his fan, you know, and I want to look out for him on the outside, and I want to just sit back and enjoy what he's doing, but at the same time pick up the ball if anybody ever drops it, you know.
Got it.
But no, I don't think you ever get used to it. He's my son.
That makes sense. Amador, take me back to Las Vegas like 4 months ago.
Las Vegas. I sparred Kermel Moden at the TMT gym.
Kermel. Okay.
Yeah.
He just had his pro debut.
He just had his
knocked
pro
out the
debut.
guy first round.
Yeah.
So he went viral a few times. I think he went.
He's always been a big name.
Yeah.
He's been a very big name.
And I think a video went viral where he was just destroying some kid.
Yeah, there's a video that went viral of him destroying some kid.
And you were there that same day.
I was there watching.
Yeah,
it.
that didn't happen to you though.
No, it did not happen to me.
Yeah.
But yeah, we seen him take part a kid.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
So what was that like for you, knowing that he's like a household name or soon will be, and also has the skills and power to back it up? What was it like sharing the ring with him?
Sharing the ring. I mean, we've fought in the past when we were little. It was a split decision for him, but I've seen him grow throughout the years, and I've grown as well. We sparred him before in New Mexico when we were little, and then in RGBA in San Antonio another time, and I've just seen him grow and me grow, and we were in Las Vegas at the right time and sparred him. He's not hype. He's a good boxer, but yeah. I am too. So we pushed each other a little bit.
That's great. What stood out that he did really well?
Stood out. He's very good. He's very good. He's very strong. He's very strong, and he knows that it's his home turf. He knows how to use it. He knows how to get in your head a little bit. Okay. I'll give him that. You know how to get in my head a little bit.
Got it.
I mean, granted, when you're surrounded by pros, not pros, TBE.
Yeah.
You've grown up with TBE.
Yeah.
Okay. Floyd Mayweather.
Money Mayweather.
You're gonna know how to carry yourself in that ring, and
Sure.
I think it's what do you say? You say the product of your environment.
Right.
You know what I mean? We're in a whole different environment, and that's their environment, and that's the environment surrounded by the pros. Okay, so yeah, I believe that's a big advantage. You know what I mean?
I'd say so.
And that's just out of experience and who you've been around.
Yeah.
In multiple ways, not just physical, but sometimes financial.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
So we started training together for 2 years, right? And prior to that, what did strength training look like for you guys?
Doing 100 push-ups after a workout, some sit-ups.
Got it.
Dips.
Sure.
Yeah, running a mile or two, but that's it, really.
Yeah, I think like you talk about like a Floyd Mayweather, and granted, his way worked, right?
Yeah.
And it was a lot of volume, the running, the boxing,
Yeah.
push-ups, pull-up, dips for an hour or two,
Yeah.
and then repeat with a run. And I think was it Freddie Roach's guy, Alex Ariza, or Manny Pacquiao's like strength coach?
Mm-hmm.
Was it Ariza? Maybe.
The name's
Anyway, I just remember you started watching the 24/7s back then, and you started to see like, okay, now they're finally splashing a little sophistication into these, world-class athletes' strength programs. And I've been around like Tyrone Woodley, Gabriel Rosado, and a bunch of champions, right? And you start to see them move, and outside, as soon as the gloves go down, and you start to see them move, you're like, whoa, this guy an athlete? This guy know what they're doing? Because like they know how to do the main thing really well, the best in the world probably. So now, what has it been like implementing the more dynamic warm-ups? The sleds, the contrast training, the I know I don't like it, the sauna and the cold plunges. What's that? How does that feel for you now?
I mean, it's working with you's been great, man. I mean, you've helped me in so many ways, and with being more athletic, an all-around better athlete. I mean, my speed, my power, everything's gone up. And you work on some very explosive moves that help me in the ring a lot. And I've just grown so much more since I've been with you.
Yeah.
Like I was like 5 foot maybe whenever we met.
Yeah. You're up there now.
Yeah.
Yeah. Started. Yeah. I don't think. I think maybe once we did a little body shots, touch. I'd have to get in shape before we can do that again now. Yeah. No, but it's good times, man, and you're growing up and doing some really cool things now, and I think now you're getting those calls into Vegas, and you were just in Dallas, which we'll talk about in a minute. I think you being as strong as you are now, and also the mind-body connection of how to put things together, is what's really
It's helped tremendously, man.
Yeah.
It's been great.
And on your end, like I know there's a lot of trust that you have to have in a different coach and someone, especially me. Like how was that for you?
Once again, thank you.
Yeah.
It's been great.
Yeah.
The fact I was about to cut in. Thank you for
please.
giving me the attention here. It's one thing is to have a strength and conditioning coach. The other thing is to have a strength and conditioning coach that is knowledgeable in boxing.
Sure.
Okay, it's different. At least in my belief, it's different to train a boxer like an average Joe athlete. Okay, some athletes fight to train to run, to catch. Have certain agility for their certain sport. Like they say that you don't play boxing.
Right.
You know what I mean? The fact that you're knowledgeable in boxing and you have a boxing past, you know how to implement it.
Sure.
And I think without that, I don't think we would be working.
Yeah. That's
Okay.
probably really true.
And we've had access in the past. So I have friends of mine that are huge guys, and props to them. I appreciate the time that they've given us. But the fact is, you have the credentials. Okay. And even without the credentials, you can see the knowledge behind it. Sure. I don't have the credentials. I'm not going to brag of what I've done. I don't think we've gotten very far, or at least haven't been accredited to what we have done.
Sure.
But here's the proof. You know what I mean? And therefore, you're proving it as well.
Yeah. Well, I appreciate that. I mean, it takes a village.
It is.
It really, really does. And also, we each of us come from humble beginnings. And to actually like make those appearances and make those fights, make those sparring matches, time, money, which for the most part we just don't
Time and
we just
money.
don't have that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's a true testament to like perseverance, right? So okay, we checked up on that box in Vegas, and then recently you were in Dallas with our boy Ryan Garcia.
Yeah, man.
Yeah. So first off, getting that call
Yeah.
that you're gonna go do that, what was that like?
I mean, it was cool hearing that I might spar Ryan Garcia, and he's my father. He was a very anxious man. He's like, son, you gotta pack the food, man. We're gonna do what? You have all your stuff, man.
Right.
Where's your boxing gloves? Where's this? I'm like, Dad, I'm on the video game right now. I'm not even trying to think. I'm not trying to angst myself up in my mind, But then the morning came, and I was like, I'm on my way to Dallas to go spar Ryan Garcia. And then in the back of my mind, I'm like, what happens if he doesn't show up? He's Ryan Garcia. He doesn't need to show up for me, So we showed up, and I was waiting there for like probably 30 minutes. I'm like, oh, man, he might blow us off. And then some guy opens the gate, and it's Ryan Garcia just in there just saying what's up to everybody. Came up to me, shook my hand, and it was just like, man, I'm really about to spar him. This is dope.
That's really cool.
Yeah.
So I met him back in May. Just got back from surgery. I had the Don Corleone voice going.
Yeah.
But like I made an effort because I heard he was thinking about moving to Texas. So I gave him a tour. I'm like, hey, come with me.
Yeah.
This is gonna be here.
Yeah.
And then I remember telling him about you briefly. And then finally when it all comes full circle, it's amazing, right? So he shows up. Talk to me and talk to us, people that are listening. What does that look like, right? So you show up. Are there other sparring partners?
There
What's
was
the setup like
that day. There was 2 others. Ryan needs the whole camp. While I was there, he did 12 rounds of sparring every single day, to get to being well conditioned. So he had 2 other people. Someone else did 4, and then someone else did 4, and then it was me. He had someone else from Cali there that he flew out there. Since I was the lightest one and they did not know me, they put me last.
Okay.
Yeah.
And you think that was mainly because you'd have a lot of speed and energy towards those later rounds?
They just didn't know me. I think they just didn't know me, and they're like, "Oh, this is some little kid,"
Yeah.
Let's not get too much into what his camp is.
Sure.
There's not.
Sure.
We don't want him to.
Fair.
Yeah.
That's fair.
you
Yeah.
know-
Ryan's fighting December 2nd. Do you know who he's fighting?
I've never. I know he's fighting someone, but I don't know the fighter.
Okay. And he seems in shape. He seems strong.
Man, he seems real good.
Got it. And you were there for how long?
2 weeks.
2 weeks.
Yeah.
Okay.
But what I seen out of him, he looks real sharp.
Yeah. How was the challenge? And once you get past like, holy shit, I'm sorry, Ryan Garcia. We talked about this. It's like another person.
No, just once I stepped into that ring, shaking his hand, I was like, oh my God, it's Ryan Garcia. But once he puts on that headgear, it was just another sparring partner. We're both humans, and it is what it is. And going in there, I had a lot of speed. That's what I have.
Yeah.
I'm younger. I have my things I'm good at, and he has his things.
Sure.
It was very challenging because he's not hype. He's the real deal, man. He's got a lot of power, a lot of speed. Man, it was a great experience.
Did he give you a little touch with the left hook?
Man, I made sure to keep that right hand up, man. I'm keeping this up I'm barely throwing any rights, but he touched me like twice with the left hook. I'm like, oh,
yeah,
that hurt. That hurt a little bit.
Sure.
It marked me up just from one. I'm like, oh my God.
Got it. They must have been impressed by you to keep you there for 2 weeks.
Yeah, he seemed impressed, and just it was great, man. He was very nice. He was a very nice dude.
Yeah. Yeah, he's always good. He's
they say, real recognizes real. You know what I mean?
Sure.
He saw this as somebody that was going to push him in camp.
Yeah.
I really feel that we did our job.
That's awesome, man.
Yeah.
That's really great. And then hopefully we'll all be there ringside next week.
December 2nd.
December 2nd, Houston.
All right, watch that.
Yeah.
December 2nd, I believe on DAZN Showtime.
Sure. Okay, so what's you take all this experience, right? And now what's next for you right now?
We're hoping to start my pro career next year.
Okay. And Siego, what does that look like?
Everything
process from registering, what does that look like?
Everything that I've done in my life has happened organically. So we're not gonna rush anything. We're just gonna let it happen, just like the opportunity with Ryan Garcia happened organically.
Right.
We're just gonna let life happen, you know. At the same time, we're gonna have to manipulate life a little bit, you know.
Sure.
But yes, I'm hoping maybe either before or after his birthday, you know, he'll be 19. That we'll go get him registered, you know the licensing process, the physicals, all of that stuff, and then get him registered on BoxRec,
Okay.
and then from there, um, getting advice from some of our mentors and friends that we've collected over a period of time, even such as yourself, for you to tell us, you know what, we're physically ready right now,
Sure.
and actually start developing an actual schedule and a training camp to say, okay, we're gonna go seek out this debut now.
Yeah.
Okay, I've got friends that I've collected that are mentoring me from the WBC. Ryan's father, which is a great man. He's opened his uh, his his mind to me a little bit,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm taking everything that I can in order to help move my son in the
Right.
best and safest way possible. Not too fast, not too slow, and hopefully everything will fall into place like it has.
Yeah,
Nothing
sure.
comes easy, but I believe we'll trial and error happens, but I think I'm kind of let's say semi-pro
Yeah.
at the trial and error. We've been doing all right.
Yeah, I
you know.
believe it. I believe it. And all with your own resources,
Mhm.
and ability to be that grandmaster with the chessboard. I kind of have this vision prior to you going pro. We hit the other third dragon, the three-headed dragon. We had what's it, Cam, right? How you pronounce his name?
Oh, Carmel Mountain.
Carmel. We had
Okay.
Carmel. Got Ryan. Now we got to go Baltimore. We got to go see Javante.
That'd be great, man.
And we're gonna talk to my guy Mo. Shout out Mo, great strength coach.
Yeah.
For guys like just basketball players and Javante, and he's just awesome. But that's our plug, right?
Yeah.
And I think sharing a day or two out there, we'll all go together, meet them, keep it real nice. You do your thing in there. I think taking that experience, I mean, I don't really see who outside of the top 10 is going to even give you a challenge outside
Yeah.
of those three, So I think we go there,
Mhm.
do a few things like the Pinoe test, which is like a VO2 max thing, just to see like where your heart rate's at, push the different zones of training.
Yeah.
We do a few other strength metrics that I'll put together for us.
For sure.
And then April, figure out somewhere before the summer, try to
Mhm.
maybe get one in the books.
Yeah, you know, he's still very young and unknown.
Mhm.
Okay, I know we talked about the connection that we might have with Tank Davis, and when we spoke about it, it was kind of like a haha moment. I was like, maybe one day.
Yeah.
But then you spar Ryan Garcia, and it's like, you know what? That possibility is not that far. You know what I mean? Considering that some of these boxers walk around way heavier
Sure.
than what they should. You would say. I'm hoping that if we do get that opportunity, that he is at a formidable weight where
Sure.
where not only we can give him good work, but at a weight where he's not going to demolish us weight wise. You know what I mean?
For sure.
So those are all factors. So because I know people are watching, like, oh, the audacity to say, like, well, he hurt Ryan to the body. What is he going to do to your boy? He's
Right.
a child still. You know what I mean? But we're out there working. We're not claiming to be able to take on anybody.
Fair.
But that's how we test ourselves to go pro.
Yeah.
Back talking about the amateurs. There's a lot of kids that are boxers that go pro because they are fed up with the situations of the amateurs. But where's the SAT?
Yep.
You know what I mean? To say, hey, you got what it takes to go pro.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that's what we're doing right now.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So we're taking small challenges in order to say, hey, you know what? I do deserve the right to go pro.
Mm-hmm.
Or maybe you should say, hey, maybe I should take on the tattoo culture a little
Yeah,
bit.
yeah. It's amazing, like the novice eye or the not experienced
Mm-hmm.
eye when it comes to boxing or the fight game. They think about like, who cares? He's 15 pounds heavier. Just go.
Yeah.
That makes a big difference.
Huge difference.
It is a huge difference. Once again, I can't give too much of his camp, but we were a lot lighter than Ryan, and that I think that's why he did put us last, to make sure that You know, he didn't stomp us. You know,
Yep.
Ryan was tired when he got in with Amador, and that's how you could actually see where Ryan was leveling up day after day.
Yeah.
You know, but yeah, you know, the weight is a big factor, and you know, they call amateur boxing what they call it. I feel it's because everyone in amateur boxing is an amateur, down to
Mhm.
referees and judges.
Sure.
Okay, and it comes to the point where these boys got 100 fights. Um, they have more experience than these judges. Okay, and they know where they're at. Okay, so then it comes down to, oh well, your kid spars pros already. Well, there's different levels of pros. Some of these pros never went amateur.
Right.
Okay, they just try to go to college. How are you going to go to college without going to school?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so the real semi-pro is that amateur that's seasoned with 100 plus fights or whatnot.
Sure.
Actually, he said that he's got around 90 fights. That's not a big amount. Okay, comparison to Rigondeaux and the Lomachenkos. Even Mayweather might have had above 150 fights. You know, so in that sense, people try to match make, such as a kid that's 10 pounds heavier. I would much rather my son face a pro that's not so seasoned, that's 10 pounds heavier, than a kid that has the same amount of fights as 10 pounds heavier than him. Because an injury
Mm-hmm.
can happen.
Right.
Okay? We have to respect the weight classes. Yes, you want to test yourself with somebody heavier, but I believe you should test yourself with somebody smaller.
You have to be calculated.
Yes, and then the real test is the person that's your height, your weight.
Sure.
You know, and I think that's how it's been done. But you need to be careful. We need to be careful who we spar and not
Mm-hmm.
be measuring.
Yeah. How tall are you now,
organs.
Amador?
I think like 5'7", 5'8".
Okay, my next question, we don't have to answer it because I know like a lot of fighters don't like to answer it. What do you usually walk around at?
I mean, I walk around like 140.
Okay.
Yeah,
And you fought most of the amateurs at what weight?
125.
125.
Thanks to you, he grew up very fast.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
What ideally, we turn pro what weight?
130.
130.
hmm
Okay. 130. And who's in that weight class at the top?
To be honest, we don't know. We don't know. I know Carmel is at 126, and the reason why I say I don't know because I don't know what pro is at because all the lights in the 135,
Mm-hmm. Sure.
the lights in the 135 and up. You know, so who's the top in the pros? I don't know, but a lot of respect to Carmel Moten. A lot of respect to Caipo Gallegos. I think Caipo Gallegos fighting 130.
Mm-hmm.
We have a lot of friends that are walking around heavier than us that are going. Well, not a lot heavier than us. That were heavier than Amador prior to him gaining this weight.
Mm.
That actually are going to a lot lighter weights than we thought, and I think that's just the height weight ratio.
Sure.
You know, thank God once again you helped build him and he kind of stretched out. You know,
Mm-hmm.
so I think he feels very comfortable at 130. Some people are advising 126, and that's only for the reason that the height and weight ratio.
Yeah.
But I think we'll debut him at 130, and if there's a fight at 128, we'll take 128. If we can make 126, maybe 126. For as long as 132, and behind the scenes, people talk about all the lack of matchmaking, or people don't want to fight each other. But when you're first getting started, you sign a contract, and then the fight drops out.
Right.
And then the fight drops out. You know, sometimes you feel like you're being shelved. Sometimes you feel like you're getting ducked. But when you got 90 plus fights or 100 plus fights, it's hard to get you a fight, you know? And if we can't get him a fight at 130, then we're going to have to either go up or go down.
Yeah. How do you guys feel about all like the YouTube boxing sensations and the MMA and the boxing and the wrestling and the boxing? How do you feel about it?
What you mean, like Logan Paul and Jake Paul?
Yeah, or the Francis and the Tyson Fury.
I mean, me personally, I see it's a good and a bad. I mean, some of these people aren't real boxers, and they're getting like so much more money than the actual boxers and stuff. But they are shining a light on boxing.
Mm-hmm.
It is helping the sport in
Sure.
some type of way. You know, they may not be the best or been doing this for like 12 plus years like me, but they're shining some light on it.
Yeah, and they put
Gain us a new
asses
fan
in. They
base.
put asses in the
Yeah,
seats.
new fan
People
base.
forget about that.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And the unboxing is entertainment.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
You know, there's people that create personas for themselves that they're probably not even that type of person outside of boxing,
Sure.
you know, but they got to run with it. So, you know, I guess thank you, Logan Paul, Jake Paul, bringing the shine. But, you know, don't forget about the ones that have been doing this since day one.
Sure.
You know, help them out, throw them a bone, put them on your card.
Yeah.
And bring
I
on
think
the show.
they've been doing a good job with that.
Yeah,
Female boxing.
I hear that Jake Paul signed some very good female boxing, been helping them get more money and stuff like that.
That's
And
right.
I'm very happy about that because my sister wants to be a boxer.
Yeah.
So I want her to get paid just as much as me.
100%. What'd you guys think of the Francis fight if you saw it?
Francis.
We were in camp with Ryan. I don't think we were.
Francis Degano, the UFC guy.
Oh, versus Tyson
Tyson
Fury.
Fury.
Yeah. I mean, I just heard.
Yeah.
I've only heard things, but I heard he gave Tyson a good fight.
Yeah.
And that's very good for him.
Yeah. So I mean, first of all, Francis is a big dude. He's a monster, and you know, a lot of skill, heavy-handed. And I think Tyson, this was supposed to just be like money grab, get kind of in shape.
Yeah,
see the
Mayweather
lights a
versus
little
Conor
bit.
McGregor kind of.
Yeah, see the lights before his fight with Usyk, but then got dropped. You know, which is like the theme of Tyson Fury. He's like the Undertaker, right?
Yeah.
Like, boom, big glob falls back up. So I saw it, and it was, I mean, so much respect to Francis because Fury, in shape or not, is
He wasn't
monster.
supposed to be dropped like that.
No.
Well, you know, I'm always nicknamed as the blindsider, and I think it's just the nickname of our brand because we've always been seen. Maybe we put ourselves in a bubble of feeling like underdogs. But first rule of a Fight Club, or you would say first rule of blindside, is you don't get blindsided.
Right.
Okay, and that's underestimating your opponent.
Sure.
Even me myself, I get fooled when they're like, that guy's fighting an MMA fighter. He's gonna whoop him. A boxer's gonna beat an MMA fighter because of the 100% focus on boxing alone.
Sure.
But I can only speak on rumors, you know. But according to him, he was a kickboxer, I believe.
Yeah.
Is that what it was?
Kickboxing, cage fighting.
Exactly.
MMA.
So the guy's got two hands, you know, and he's got a puncher's chance. And from what I hear, is he dropped him.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But then there's the age-old rule you would say is you got to dethrone the king.
Sure.
You gotta take it to him. You know what I mean? You know, the Rocky, I dropped Apollo, but I still didn't win the fight. You know what I mean? And that's kind of embedded in the system, you would say. You know, what is it? Webner, the one the real Rocky, the one that dropped Ali.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's that. You know what I mean? Call it a punch of luck or whatnot, you know. But that man has been training and suffering all his life.
Right.
So he shared that ring and he took his chance. Will there be a rematch? That's a very questionable thing for Tyson Fury, you know. So
how do you
watch out.
How do you think Usyk does with Tyson Fury? Because Usyk,
I mean, they're both some big guys. I've seen Usyk and Tyson fight. I think that would be a very interesting fight, really.
yeah, because it's soon. It's like another February, something like that.
Something like that.
And Usyk comes out of that
Lomachenko.
juggling,
he's got
handstands.
very good foot movement. Yeah, he's very fast for a heavyweight, and Tyson Fury's got that height.
And he beat Joshua twice, Usyk, right?
Yeah.
He's crafty, lefty too, right?
Yeah, and he's you know, I guess they're used to being the smaller man, and that's sometimes a good thing. You know, sometimes a shorter advantage, a shorter man sometimes has the advantage.
Quick slip, step in.
But Tyson Fury, he's very animated. He's very animated and just and everything that he does.
A sausage.
Yeah, I don't know what they call him, but you know,
Yeah, he's nuts.
I wouldn't call him a clown out of disrespect, but he's a very entertaining person, and you know, let's see who shows up. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, for sure. Segueing into kind of lifestyle, like you're 18, you know, I mean, we probably look at you like you're this grown man cracking heads here and Limelight's coming soon and you're going to be traveling more, but you're still in your teens.
Yeah.
You know, how do you balance it?
Balance it. I mean, I have close friends that I've grown up with boxing and stuff, and you know, you've met my cousin Matthias. I've grown up with that. He's never been in boxing, but he's just there with me. I'm like, I want a friend to chill with today.
Yeah.
I want to go to the movies. I just want someone to chill with. Go to the mall, walk around. You know what I mean? I just have people to balance me out a little bit, and not just 100%, because that's how you burn out in certain ways. Yeah.
And then Siego, so you're a husband, you're a father of 2, and you got the tattoo shops. There's a bar on the way.
Blindside Lounge,
Blindside Lounge,
please.
right underneath the tattoo shop.
The Blindside on 6th Street.
So it's like, people think, I was talking about this with Dev, a collective, and we're like, dude, Siego fucking hustling, he's crushing it, but like even when you're in it, doing the late nights tattooing, making sure the contractors, everyone's doing stuff for the bar, and then you're over here teaching classes, you're training your son, you're training the daughter, you're living a lot of lives, I guess my question is like, I'm sure if you were burnt out, it was a long time ago, but I know like when you're kind of backs against the wall, you're going to keep swinging, right? So how do you feel right now with all this?
There's a lot of mixed emotions. I would like to say the way if part of the answer or the way we answer a question is, I'm an ADHD type person, and life is coming at me very ADHD. I've been handling this chemistry inside my body all my life, so that's the only way that I can handle it. You know what I mean? And it's a roller coaster ride of emotions. I have emotions as well. Sometimes we have to suppress them, and sometimes it's time to let them out. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But we take it day by day, one round at a time.
Sure.
And somehow we're gonna make it happen. I have a big belief in going for broke.
100%.
I've gone for broke with him. He's gone for broke. We're going for broke at the tattoo shops, at the bar. If you put everything, you reap what you sow, they say. You know what I mean? Whatever you put in, you'll get out. I think we're seeing it with him. He's the proof.
Big time. When is the bar opening?
We have a prognosticated date of New Year's Eve. Okay.
That'd be amazing.
Yes, New Year's Eve at least to open the doors and get it running. We'll have a soft opening soon after that, and then we will have an invite guest list for our grand opening.
Sure. Are you guys big on New Year's resolutions?
No. I always just had one goal of boxing.
Yeah.
So what am I gonna say?
Yeah.
More boxing this year.
I'm gonna do better this year. Every day. That's an everyday thing.
Every year you always want more.
Same for you?
Yeah.
That's cool, man.
I would like to say, we've said that a couple times. Oh man, I need to get more organized. Need to do this, and you're a very organized person, very structured person. You know what I mean?
Trying to be, yeah.
So we're trying to learn from everyone.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So you're a big influence. So maybe if I need to do a couple of resolutions or you help me with it, then I will.
Yeah,
we'll
go through some.
Other than that, we're swinging.
What did you guys think of the Travis Scott concert?
Man, it was dope, man.
You enjoyed it?
That was real fun.
I know maybe and I'm only 30, right? I don't want to age myself here or complain, but it was loud.
It was very loud.
It was loud.
Yeah,
it was louder than expected.
We got in the car and it was just like the sound wasn't sounding, just a little quieter.
How far were you?
So shout out to Busy, who's Travis's manager.
Yeah.
So we worked out earlier in the morning, all of us, and then he was nice enough to give us, the floor seats and the VIP, the backstage stuff. And so I had that same seating as you guys, right? So I made sure we were all good. But I also had, my other friends, call it the suites, if you will, up in the suites.
Yes.
So I was trying to do both things, right?
Yeah.
The cool guy stuff and the corporate stuff, right? And just trying to blend the two. So I was in the suite afterwards, but it was still loud.
That's why I asked. It was like, you weren't where these guys were at.
No.
These guys ended up in the mosh pit.
No, because we were on the stage and it was cool being on that stage. I was like, man, I'm like this.
Yeah.
I'm on the stage. You guys are down there on the floor. Yeah. And then I heard this song, and I'm like, I gotta go in that mosh pit.
Yeah.
This is a song you could go in there
Start
for.
Throwing hooks.
You gotta go in there.
Oh man.
Yeah.
Shout out to Travis, because probably from the moment he stepped on, the moment he walked off, 90 minutes maybe.
Yeah.
Jumping, sprinting,
high energy,
cartwheels, all the things. I need to get him some C4 energy.
Yeah.
He doesn't even need it probably, but it was special to see that kind of performance, because he gave it his all.
Yeah.
Did I understand most of the lyrics? No.
No, my dad doesn't listen to Travis Scott, but even he was like, man, this guy's a good performer.
Yeah.
This is dope.
Yeah, it's a performance.
Sicko Mode, Highest in the Room. He's got some bangers for
Yeah,
sure. The guy is very talented.
Yeah.
You can just definitely tell, maybe it's an early 20 demographic.
Yeah.
I thought it was really cool how every, few songs he put somebody in that whole
that
thing.
little thing.
Yeah, floating around.
And then that guy jumped up on the
Guy jumped up. They
stage.
got rid of him.
He jumped off. That guy was
Macho,
crazy.
come on, what were you doing up?
Yeah. But it was fun. What time did you guys get home?
Around like 2.
Around like 2. Jeez. Did you go out after?
No, we had to drop. We were at the tattoo shop for a little bit, and then we had to
Okay.
drop off my friend.
Yeah, me and my guys, we kind of right when it was done, boom, went down, car, home. I was probably in bed on my third dream by 12:15. And then it's been a day.
That was a very. We appreciate, Travis Scott and his people gifting us the VIPs
Yeah, of
and
course.
whatnot.
Mhm.
That was a big game changer for him. It's all work with this
Yeah.
kid. Like he told you, he's like, I'll go to the movies, go to the mall,
Mhm.
but there's no distraction. So after doing a major camp, this was like an icing on the cake. It's like, ooh,
Play a little bit.
you get to play a little bit.
Yeah,
Right.
and then it's like, I talk about this with a lot of people that I sit down with and train and, talk with on the podcast. There's certainly at the highest level of success, there's a ton of luck along the way. Has to be. But a lot of that is formed by little miracles, what I call it. Like, for example, for 10 minutes at the gym and on the way to smoothies, you're talking to this person. And you do enough of those over the course of a few years, and the next thing you know, they start connecting. All the dots start connecting, right? And it's
Yeah.
like they'll remember, when you're doing things at a high level and you're starting to be seen more, you're starting to be more helpful to people. And next thing you know, everything just starts to like really build and form and mold together. It's a special thing. So I call it luck, but I also call it like you're setting yourself up for the luckiest moments possible.
Yeah, man.
And I think that's where like the true success starts to come down the line.
I mean, in the end, a lot of people say this whole one deep type things. I did it alone. I train alone. You're only as good as your team, and your team isn't always just the one holding the mitts or anything like that. It's the guy that's just every member of the team has its role. Some of those roles change. The network, and there's people that are way behind the scenes that don't get enough credit, but you have to credit the team.
100%.
In the end, you're in the driver's seat and you make some of the decisions, but there's back seats back there.
Yeah, exactly. All right, so I appreciate you guys coming on. Is there anything that you want to let us know, like what's next, what the journey looks like over the next few months?
Next few months, I mean, just got finished with this camp. I finally get to enjoy Thanksgiving. I haven't celebrated Thanksgiving in like 2 years now.
Just don't go to middleweight on us. Okay?
I'll try not
Don't
to,
blow
man. I'll
up.
try. No, so I'm finally going to enjoy Thanksgiving. Oh, stay in the gym, of course. Christmas time, and then it's time to lock in for pros.
Before I go to you, Siego, real quick, just for like people at home, the 10-year-old, the 18-year-old, the 30-year-old that's picking up boxing, do you have any advice for them?
Advice, I mean, when everyone thinks of boxing, they think of, I'm going to throw these punches. When I first started boxing, what I focused on really is placing your foot and footwork. Footwork is the most important thing. So if you want to get into it, that's the thing you need to focus on first.
Okay, fair.
Yeah.
Working from the ground up,
Yeah.
naturally.
100%. And how about you, Siego? Next few months, what do we got? I know you're in the thick of it.
Yeah, I'm juggling a lot of things, you know what I mean? But and maybe financially or within in our businesses, we could be a little bit stronger. The economy is not so great, but his mission does not stop, and it can't stop. You know what I mean? But we're gonna let it happen. We're gonna manipulate some of that luck if we can. You know what I mean? Trying to bring it our way, and hopefully we'll see him go pro soon. You know what I mean? I'd like to give some thanks here and there to some people, whenever it is we're ready to give some credit. Unless I can give them credit now.
All in good time, yeah. If you want to throw any names in there, yeah.
Well, big appreciation to who his new trainer is, Pedro Luis Marrero from Cuba. Okay, my brother Indio. Okay,
they handle a lot of the boxing.
They handle a lot of the boxing while I'm dropping the ball. Without, I wouldn't say dropping the ball. When I'm handling other missions, they're taking care of the missions. Shout out to the Blindside Boxing Academy, all the little Blindside Battalion. Okay, all these guys are coming up after him. Okay, he has the toughest role to
Yeah, he's the
either succeed or make mistakes,
Yeah.
and they're like they can follow through that.
he's the,
you know what I
you're the
mean?
hope. You're the light for a lot
Yes.
of them.
I'm the guinea pig.
Yeah,
They learn it from me.
you know.
He didn't teach me some things as a kid.
Yeah.
And they're getting that
Right,
because
right.
he didn't teach me.
You know, and last but not least, the Blindside Tattoo Studios, all the artists there
Mm-hmm.
that help fund this movement,
Yeah.
and of course, you know, the family.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay,
100%.
our family and all of our family supporting us
Love it.
and sacrificing what it is that you know that we do and what he specifically does.
Mm-hmm. Love it, guys. Well, myself, Team of Collective, you know, and then just my entire network. We're all gonna be supportive and keep chopping away one jab at a time.
Of
One
course,
step
thank
at a
you,
time,
thank
right?
you, Eric Rukowski.
Yeah, no need to,
Collective.
man. Just, you know, we discuss this all the time.
Yeah.
By the time he gets his big check and turns pro champion, he's gonna forget about us.
Yeah.
We're gonna be at the pub.
That's the dream.
We'll write the book.
Yeah, we'll write,
We'll write the
we'll
book.
write the book.
No NDA.
All right, I appreciate you guys.
Man, thank you for having me, man.
Pleasure, brother.
Thank you, Eric.
There you go. Love you, buddy.
Peace.
All right, I think we got here a little 2 clicks and then we're out. Bing, bing.
So,